Brown cow.
How now,
Unique
brown
New
cow?
York. Wait, I messed it up. Unique New York, not New York. New York.
Unique. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The arsonist. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
Yeah, and this is we follow the legends here at Stuck in the Middle.
Do not
legendary. We do not.
No, I'm saying do not tempt me or go as far as to quiz me on my Anchorman knowledge. All right,
bro. I'm a veritable scholar of all things Anchorman. He's my inspiration. The only reason I'm here.
Got you. This is a house of learned doctors.
I'm in a glass case of an emotion.
I see what I did there is I use a Step Brothers thing, but it's all in the same. It's in the same wheelhouse, you know.
One of my oddly favorites is milk. It's so hot. Milk was a bad choice.
It's so damn hot. Milk was a bad choice. Yeah, it's so weird. Like when you're sweating, you just want to go for a nice glass of milk. Yeah, milk was a bad choice, Mr. Farrell.
Yeah, and now I'm oddly inspired to do it for the views.
Ooh, drinking milk.
Hey, wait, Josh.
Yeah,
Josh, I'm confused. We're on Thursday night. Did we not tell the good people here, the loyal good people, that we'd be on Tuesday?
It was out of our control. You see, Eli, the government was shut down. So that means Stuck could not do anything. Our hands are tied. Even though they're not right now, they were on Tuesday. So we can't do anything, you know?
Did you get paid to do this? Because that was too good. You must be getting paid. That was too good, as if you were exerting some kind of effort. The government is shut down, and that is the perfect reason to explain why we have not been available, because we are funded by the government to convince you guys of our agenda.
Yes, to poke holes in there. We're actually paid. We're paid. What do you call it? Misinformationists. I don't like. We're paid to tell you things that the government tells us to tell you because it's all a distraction. You see, that's why we're here.
Professional misinformationists.
Yes, at your service. How are you? Hello to all our fine folks, friends, and family, and loved ones who hang out with us on this lovely day. Yes, we weren't here on Tuesday, but we said, you know what? Let's have, or at least try to have, a banger of a show for them on Thursday. And we are still planning to do something on Saturday like we did last Saturday. So you still get your double dose of Stuck, all right? You still get
a little promo for what is to come for this Saturday.
Ew.
I saw that coming prior.
Richard, there's a double whammy there.
Double whammy. There will be more of a hyper focus on some of the things Candace Owens is doing, has been doing. I have personally gone down a rabbit hole to look into her past, and there are some things that I learned from some of you that are kind enough to engage in the chat. Hello to Bush Watchers / Whackers. You're all welcome. Hey, Shamrock Sea fellas. This is a show that thrives off of our engagement. We have the phones up later on. We read our comments out loud. You are very much a part of this conversation, especially if you disagree with us.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what we enjoy the most. Not because we enjoy arguing, but it is also, there is something to say about having people who don't have your opinion and talking to them and conversing and kind of hearing something else that isn't your own confirmation bias. You know, like, I like to have friends that are on the left, but they don't want to talk to me because I want to, not that I say I am solely on the right, but I poke holes in some of the things that they like, or not poke holes, but I at least ask questions, and they're like, I don't want to do this. I don't have the information so I'm not going to talk to you anymore. It's like, well, come on, guys, we're friends, remember?
I didn't want to even go in this direction, so I'll respect their anonymity to some degree. There's two people that I know he knows, so I'd say we'll go as far as saying mutual friends.
Yeah.
And I know how annoying they can be. They filibuster. If you're familiar here, I'm going to generalize, and I often hate this. If you ever argue with a liberal friend, or if you've all said F it already and you're already divided, well, I'm sorry to hear that, even though it is getting that intensive. but often you'll start noticing the same tactics. They overtalk you, and which is what we call filibustering, and they ignore you as if you didn't even present a fact or stat. They hate the stats.
I want to go to one of those open public committees where you can go and talk, and I want my name to be Philip Buster. And I just sit there and I just ramble on for an X amount of time, and I keep doing, like, even when the alarm goes off, we're like, nope, that's what Philip Buster does. He filibusters, you know?
All right. I don't care that you said it first. This is my character. I'm absorbing.
Damn it.
Hell,
not
that's
again.
Me anyway.
Not again.
Yeah, no, but this, yeah, no. If you like that, no, I'll save that for when we're watching somebody else's content. I'll say, if you like what you see from that person that did all the work, subscribe to this channel right now. But yeah, I rant a lot, so I'm taking Phil a Buster.
Phil
that's
Buster.
Me.
Well, what we're not taking, apparently, is government assistance and or jobs, because that's right, son of a gun, the government is shut down. If you are someone who lives on the internet perpetually, you might find yourself not even understanding why the government is shut down, but understanding who's to blame.
Yeah, I'm noticing. Okay, there's a couple of reoccurring themes I'm seeing on the good old social medias. What's up, Barry Wood, Prodigal Brock? Welcome, Progressive Filibuster Patriot. I like that. That's mine now. Thank you.
By the way, you got an opponent out there who has 7 days ago, a new Progressive Patriot is on the YouTube streets. He released 2 videos in 1 day's span and probably has like a totality of like 50 views. But the thing is, he's hot on your trail, bro. He doesn't know who you are, but he's like, I'm the only real Progressive Patriot in these YouTube streets.
Oh, okay. I wasn't prepared for this emotional intake. You had to do this. You did this live intentionally.
I did.
Now I feel vulnerable. What's up? Distractions. I mean, actions. Oh, okay, dude. I'm triggered. I'm going to deal with this in a very unprofessional manner on my channel so I can get striked to Kingdom Come. But okay, way to go to put me out there.
Remind me, or you in the chat, remind me, and we'll maybe at the end of this we'll play some of the new Progressive Patriots videos and see who really holds up. You know, see if this guy's kind of taking Eli's throne or if Eli is the true victor. But I guess it's for us to decide in a little bit. But we do got to get to the real stuff, you know?
Okay, yes, good, because I have questions. They can be answered later. The meat and potatoes for the time being. Yeah, all right, government shutdown. I'm seeing people that clearly don't know what they're talking about on my Facebook because I'm a boomer crying, and then warranted, there's a couple people that do actually work for the government that are saying they're not getting paid and they're complaining rightfully. But I'd say 90% are people that have no fucking clue what's going on, and they're just complaining as if they're being directly impacted. I made one post, and this is the last of my filibuster rant, is like, it's stupid that people that are our government initiating a shutdown still getting paid while the people that are employed don't.
Here's my ignorance. So do Congress and the Senate, they're still getting paid even though there's a government shutdown?
Okay, so I answered immediately to somebody. I said yes, they are. I mean, that's what I heard on the mainstream media, so it must be true. They don't lie to anybody.
More like the lamestream media.
Only if you say it in that voice do I concede.
Heard. Do we know, just so we have like a good baseline here, do we know like what is a government shutdown, what a government shutdown actually means? Like, do we want to know? Do we really care, you know?
Yeah, the layman's approach, which is mine right now in real time, to my understanding, and there's hyperbole involved. As it was explained to me terribly, the Democrats want to push a bill of some kind, and the Republicans that are the majority are refusing the bill. I'm sure I'm completely wrong. Thus, there's an impasse. Thus, there's a shutdown. How on point am I?
I mean, as far as information I know, like relatively close. Now, depending on who you're getting your sources from, one side says illegal immigrants, the other side says, no. And that's all they got. They're like, no. And that's their argument. It's not legal immigrant. No. Like, all right, I guess I believe them. But apparently they're trying to give health care to the DACA and the asylum seekers. So like, and essentially how they made the laws to become an asylee, as AOC likes to say. Like, it's very, hey, I'm here and I'm an asylum seeker. They're like, get your ass on in here. So if you know that system, I guess it could be used for inappropriate people, or maybe not, just depending on who you talk to and who you know. But in general, those are the people who the Democrats allegedly they're not illegal because they're like they've went under asylum. So technically, you're not illegal, but you're not a citizen either. So like that's the whole. I feel like that's the whole semantics, the nuance there. It's like, no, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Under the Biden administration, true or false? Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what we're here for. Didn't Biden give them like a record amount of time where not only if they came here illegally, they were giving housing for X amount of time, like months or so. They were giving dental care and health care. By the way, I quit an old job. I just got a new one. I've had to go without health care for I don't know how long. What the fuck? How does it look for in our own country where we pay our taxes because we have to under penalty of the law and watch any immigrant come in and instantly have better access? That pisses me off. That's why I'll strip the progressive part of my name out of Progressive Patriot.
Oh, you're trying to give a win to the other guy, huh?
No, don't go there.
Okay.
I mean,
okay, my bad.
The only area I'm passionate about when it comes to progressivism, even though I'm a Trump voter through and through, is I do want to see healthcare improve, but not at the behest of fucking communism.
Right.
But anyway, to your point, yeah. So it is a semantical argument. They're just saying they're not technically illegal. They're asylum seekers.
Right. And then the whole idea in general over a government shutdown. So a government shutdown happens when Congress fails to pass a funding legislation or the president doesn't sign it. So the federal government runs out of legal authority to spend money. It's essentially a funding lapse, not the end of the government. Does it affect the everyday person? Fuck no. So a lot of this, as this information likes to call it, moral theater going on right now. A lot of our friends on social media are really hopping on the bandwagon to be like, see, the Republicans did it, see, the Democrats did it, when in actuality, like, our government couldn't find, like, they didn't work together well and they fucked it up. It's not always 100 and 0 or 0 and 100 or vice versa, whatever the fuck I just said there. There is a little bit of nuance to how the other side is handling it and how one side isn't handling it. So does it affect the everyday person? In the short term, for most private citizens, not much changes, at the least right away. If you don't work for the government, you don't rely on certain federal services and aren't traveling or dealing with permits, your day-to-day life might look almost the same for a while. But eventually, some ripple effects happen. So that's not to say, we don't feel bad for people who are signing up to SNAP or something like that, or are they need the reliance on whatever government funding like they're getting. When a shutdown happens, it might mess that up for them. But here's what still works: essential services, military, air traffic control, border control, Social Security, Medicare, Postal Service. These continue. Elections, state-run, so unaffected. The private sector, most businesses keep running unless you're a small business waiting on a small business loan or something like that. As far as what's interrupted, national parks and monuments often close or reduce in operations. Federal workers in non-essential roles get furloughed, sent home without pay until the shutdown ends. Government contractors may lose income. Small businesses, like I said, waiting on SBA loans or permits may face delays. New applications to things like SNAP or to passports can slow down. So, while your daily life may not change dramatically, millions of people will, feel some direct result of this, but it isn't, the majority. So I'm not trying to be rude.
Right. You're doing the opposite of what the mainstream talking box does. I did watch a special about how this is directly impacting the airlines and how there's going to be less staff and all that. And you can expect what would normally take, a half hour may take like 4 hours now. Or maybe this is them being hyperbolic to put pressure on the public, to put pressure on the government. But whatever the case, I do have a friend that works for a national park that is not getting paid. And I see her frustration.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about. All right, I got to ask you before I put a foot in my mouth here. How do you feel about those that are? And there's no judgment here. We try not to. I try personally. I can't speak for this guy. Those the people on SNAP and other such benefits. I personally, I've never benefited from any of that. So did you indicate that they are in fact going to feel some of this impact? IBSR, Independent Many, Butcher, Brandoff, and Dark Canadian. Okay.
As far as SNAP goes, I don't think it's affected unless you're a new applicant or in the process of applying. So it's not going to affect you if you're already getting it, as far as this information says. Could be incorrect, but that's the vibe I'm picking up on them. But, like the bottom line of this whole thing is, if you're not a federal worker or contractor, a short shutdown isn't going to affect your life much. If it drags on, you will feel it indirectly. Slower services, travel hasses, economic ripples. Politically, both parties bear some responsibility. Blame narratives are often more about messaging than fact. So it's almost like right now, the Democrats and the Republicans get to use this shutdown as a way to further their side or their opinions of why one side is evil. And there's obviously some truth here as to, the Democrats wanting maybe some stuff that seemed out, like there are truths here, but both sides are kind of using this to play some kind of moral theater. And that's kind of, and that is the title of this whole episode, or part of it is the politics of blame. That's kind of what we see going on here.
I mean, it's very consistent across the board. I wish we lived in a world where I didn't have to repeat this, and I probably don't even have to, but all of us in this country have felt the ramifications of Charlie Kirk's passing. Since his demise, since his tragic demise, I have seen an uptick of people wanting to gloss over whatever the main issue is and just immediately finger point at the other side in a broad generalization. And to me, I just can't help but feel like everybody that's playing along in that game, while there may be some truth in some degree, you have just unofficially agreed to become a pawn of the feds. Oh, you're playing the game.
Yeah, there's just wait till we get some of to the more conspiracy side or conspiracy related stuff we got coming up. But just a few more key points about this, not to beat a dead horse here, not to drag this on, but in the United States, no single branch itself can cause a shutdown alone. That is something that is paramount to understand. No single branch can cause a shutdown alone. It's both of them not agreeing on something. So
then could we even go as far as saying almost equally blamable?
You could.
Because it's supposed to be their job to work. If we were at our jobs and there was a problem, we'd have to fucking solve it before the day's end. So I think it would behoove all of us to have kind of equal anger for both sides, even though I have some bias when it comes to asylum seekers. We are in an America First era, and I have co-signed to that wholeheartedly. I don't care if any of that hurts anybody's feelings. America fucking first, baby. But I don't feel any sympathy for asylum seekers trying to get any of that money.
To fund the government, three things must happen. The House must pass a funding bill. The Senate must pass a matching version. The president must sign it. If any one of these refuses, we shut down. So by definition, it's a multi-actor failure. Even if one side, quote, started the fight, both must choose not to compromise. And this is where shutdowns are terrible optics. They signal dysfunction, and voters hate dysfunction. So politicians know whoever owns the shutdown in public perception loses on political ground. Therefore, both sides immediately launch a narrative offensive to say it's their fault, which leads to blame messaging. We passed the funding bill, but they refuse, which leads to strategic leaks. The White House said they wanted this fight. Someone leaked, said, oh, no, like they start to do some bullshit. Media framing battles, which cable outlets amplify which storyline they choose to talk or not talk about.
They have done just that. To address two people, welcome those of you that I haven't said, Patriots for the Truth, welcome. Lauren, thank you for the answer to the question, which I wanted to read. Uncle Joe says, you talked about travel. I'm catching a flight Monday morning from Texas to Ohio. Ooh. TSA agents are federal workers. I'm worried about security lines. Anyone here know about this? And Lauren said, no, airlines are not affected. I will just say, and I'm only going off broken memory, I've heard the contrary based on this very long report that solely focused on the airlines. I think maybe I caught what's supposed to be their fears about what will happen if this goes on longer. So I don't know about right now how bad it's going to be like when you go on Monday, but they're not projecting positivity if this goes on much longer. Like they're going to half the amount of staff that's there that would normally help your line go through smoothly and safely.
So to put his mind at rest, and this is only just a little bit, maybe if you were traveling in a month and the shutdown was still happening, I would start to have some worry. But it says, as essential employees, the TSA officers will continue to work during a government shutdown, but they will not receive pay. If a shutdown is prolonged, then travelers may experience longer security lines and potential flight delays. It says business as usual during the initial days of a shutdown. So what, it just happened yesterday? So if he's going on Monday, I think you're in the clear. But, you know, if you're going a week from Monday and we were still in a shutdown, maybe you'd start to be like, oh, bother. Maybe I shouldn't fly today.
I think, please don't go up to the TSA and said, stuck in the middle said.
Yeah, they said it.
Yeah, that Josh and Eli there, especially progressive filibuster patriot. But I think actually it's a godsend that you're going sooner than later. If anybody's got plans for the flights, what's up, Dystopian/Ken? If anybody's got your flights, get them while you can before this heads in a potential worse scenario. And let's hope that the government does their fucking job. They're getting paid the whole time.
We can get together. And a last good observation is just simply the psychology behind it. Shutdowns, as I said it in the beginning, serve as moral theater. Each side will claim we're fighting for principles. They're the ones who are reckless and hurting people. It's a way to show strength to their base, even though the public at large still dislikes the fight. Ironically, both parties sometimes benefit with their own voters, even while losing it with independents. So the real audience isn't the general public, it's the party faithful. That's who they're really playing to. Like people in the middle, centrists, people like that, you know, maybe center left, center right, don't give a fuck about the optics of this. They're just like, fix it, stop. Who cares? The blame doesn't matter. It's not going to fix anything necessarily unless it's literally somebody holding it up or always just being a doo-doo head. But other than that, it's like both of them need to come together and find some compromise and work harder. You know, God damn it.
I'm failing to even see what putting this sense of pressure. I mean, when I remind myself how much of a theater the whole government system is and everything that's chosen and selectively chosen for us to see and witness, it's just for us to either garnish more support or vitriol for this side or that. I'm just reminded that we are amongst the Colosseum and we're not the ones that are releasing the beasts. We are the beasts in this scenario. So just such a damn shame.
What if you could gauge a feeling, like what is everyone's general takeaway, to put a little nice bow on the whole government shutdown segment? Like what is our takeaway from what's going on with the government? I'm still going to stick with moral theater. Both of y'all need to get your shit together. It's not just a one side or the other side. Maybe there's a 51-49. Still, at the end of the day, both sides refuse to compromise. It's just bad optics. I'm going with that. I'm not going to blame anybody. I'm just going to say it's not that important for you or I, but I'd like it to be fixed so the people who it is important to, they don't start to feel the repercussions of this stupidity.
I mean, I think that's the most common sense take that anybody should and could have on the matter. I cannot deny my own bias as a result of years of being a Democrat and now being a MAGA Republican, where I'm struggling to almost agree with the stance, but everybody loses when the stance is taken. The whole idea of asylum seekers getting any of our fucking tax dollars makes me sick, but them not achieving a goal, it's just time that's wasted until the goal is reached. So I wish they'd realize that and just get it the fuck done. That's the perfect world version.
If they didn't change the definition to an asylum seeker and you couldn't just say you are one and then now you are one in the eyes of the United States and now you can be in here for 3 years before your court date, I think it might be a little bit of a different conversation. But it's been used like immigrants, just they've been politicized in general for both sides. Like we're fighting for them, we're fighting against them. And I don't know, it's just I do feel like it's a little woo-woo stuff going on. And what I just did there is I completely lost my train of thought and I just started making up words.
Well, I just remember
I almost Bidened.
Remember, we had a civil suit against Biden, okay?
That's
because
right. That's right.
we were victims of being Americans while he was a president, and it rubbed off on us. But I remember a term that you and Ivan used, Ivan, friend of the show, independent rapper, and he called in, everything's kayfabe,
Yeah.
as you put it
Right.
in the past.
Right. Yeah. That's good. That's good. It's kayfabe.
You're
It's all a
welcome.
work.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for rescuing me. I appreciate that.
That's what we're here for.
You
All
know?
of us. We are in solidarity with you. As I struggle to think on another area where there's some finger pointing, let's see if we're in the same headspace here. Were you thinking of a video game or?
I was thinking of that research paper. That
The research paper.
Yes. I mean, but we can do either or. But I feel
No.
like the research paper will start us off on the right foot and get us there. Because like this whole thing coming up now is just, I think it's going to take up the rest of the show. Like there's so many things that tie into
If you would have said the left foot, I would have just turned the show off.
Fuck.
So I'm glad you said the right foot.
Well, I hop on the center foot. I have 3,
Nobody wants to know about the center foot.
I'm not
Josh.
talking about that one. Like I was born with 3 feet is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're kind of coming out of the third foot closet here.
I would call that more a pinky toe, the one you're thinking of. I wouldn't call that a foot,
Unfortunately,
Okay.
it's widely known the leaks were out.
Yep.
Yes, we're aware.
Yep. It happens. Happens to the best of us. So,
By the way, welcome to the show. If you're watching in the background, this is the show to engage. Have no fears. It's okay. Say what you want, whether you think we'll like it or not. Go on, take it away.
bet you we can take it.
Yeah, bitch.
So moving on, this new brief just came out. It came out from the Network Contagion Research Institute, the NCRI. It was titled The Assassination Culture, and this examines how online discourse is increasingly normalizing political violence. The paper is very interesting. It's meant to be a little thought-provoking. It was a small sample size. I think it was like 1,200 people. So you take that for what it's worth. So it's not necessarily like, well, I guess we'll get to some of the caveats here. Let's just start this off. One of the striking findings in their survey is that among self-identified left-leaning or left of center respondents, man, I'm messing up all my words today, 48% said that the assassination of Elon Musk would at least be somewhat justified. 48% of people who consider themselves left-leaning or left of center said that would be somewhat justified. In the same group, 55% said the assassination of DT would be at least somewhat justified. So it jumped up a good 7 points in that one.
The removal of in Minecraft of Donald Trump is 48%?
Yes. No. 48% is Elon Musk.
Musk. Okay, and how much was Donald Trump?
55% is Donald Trump.
Okay, I know this is a more controlled group. We're talking about 12 to 1,500, but this is another example of nobody being wrong. And if I'm biased, call in or say something your damn self. Represent your side. Speak up.
We'll get the phone number up in a minute.
When it is phrased that the left is the more violent, when the rhetoric, look how often they throw around the term Nazi and fascist, which amplifies the emotion and the anger, and it takes away any humanity factor. You're no longer a father or a brother or an uncle or a mother. You're not even a human being. You are simply the hot button word that they are using to completely dehumanize you and be the enemy. And I see it more on the left, even when I was a part of the left. And I'm not shocked. I think if you took this study and expanded it to a fucking million, we'd have the same results, if not worse.
In the overall sample, not just left-leaners, so everybody in general, the numbers were lower. So compared to 55% said the assassination would be somewhat justified, 38% of all respondents said it would be justified. And it went down to 31% as opposed to 48% with Musk. So when they completed everybody in there, the left was higher than the totality of everybody. And at least in that survey. Now, here are a few caveats, right? It says the ambiguity of somewhat justified. The difference between somewhat justified and completely justified is large per this scale. Someone choosing 2 or a 3 on a 7-point scale may indicate ambivalence or theoretical concession, not full endorsement. So because the report counts all responses from 2 through 7 as justified on a scale. So like if you picked 1, you wouldn't think it was justified. But from 2 to 7, it was like a little bit more, a lot. You know what I mean? So 2 through 7, it went up. 2 was the lowest amount of justification, and 7 was the highest. So you have to take that into consideration. But it was still, that's still how it came out. 55% of those people chose 2 through 7. 48% of those people chose 2 through 7. Yeah, there's a discrepancy between 2 and 7 of how much you really thought it was justified, but the feeling, the thought is there regardless.
You know, sorry, just in my mind, I'm getting a repeat play of like what's the name, Maxine Waters during the BLM riots. You know, and I look at some of the rhetoric they try to frame so desperately and say, no, that's what it meant. When they have to do that, they have to pull every string they can and reach as far as they can to say like, oh, Donald Trump incited the insurrection. He was asking for violence. And look at how hard they have to reach to even make that point. And even when they do, it's still false. Whereas on the left, and here's my bias again, it seems just so prevalent. It's alive and breathing and thriving, this hatred. It's everywhere, yes. Same with anti-Semitism. And that's something on a whole other level. But yeah, I'm saying it. I do believe factually the left is far more violent.
Yeah.
And it may be bold for me to say, like, this is my line in the motherfuck the sand, it's the concrete, because I am that certain, but I am. Change my mind.
How dare you, sir? How dare you be so bold? To be so bold. How dare you?
I mean, before one of those fucking Looney Tunes takes me out for doing so, shout out and props to Crowder reigniting the torch for Change My Mind, just out of the blue. I've been watching it. I'm proud of him. It's sad he goes with bulletproof glass and security that are armed to the nines, but I don't see any lefties going out there with security. TwitchCon took a little hit because Hassan Hamas Piker, one of the literal domestic terrorists that's inciting more terrorism to happen in our country, still has an open platform and gets paid like a billionaire while he sits on his ass and incites other young communists.
Let's do a little juxtaposition between two people who choose to use certain types of rhetoric, sticking with this violent type of assertions that are going on. How about John Fetterman? John Fetterman just came out of the closet. No, I'm kidding. He just came out and said, if you want a Democrat that's going to call people Nazis or fascists or all these kinds of things, well, I'm not going to be that guy. So he breaks with his party members of their rhetoric, saying he's not going to use extreme labels for opponents, even if it makes him an outlier. I think that's commendable. You know, all right, cool. Like he's choosing not to bow down, take the knee to his party to get their to get his comeuppance, to get his adulation. Oh, look, Fetterman, yes, he's like one of us. He's like, no, I don't want to be like anybody. I want to be like me. And right now, this is where my morals are. I'm not going to use these, this extreme language to demonize, vilify, and we'll get there. This whole Piers Morgan, Eric Weinstein thing. Just wait. I think it's going to be worth it to go over this. But he's like, I'm choosing not to engage with this type of rhetoric, this type of language, and he's kind of getting poo-pooed for it.
I'm going to give it, what's his name?
John Fetterman.
All right, Fetterman gets his flowers for this. I wish it was more widely celebrated. He's a Democrat, is that correct?
Yep.
So if only the Democratic Party as an entirety would acknowledge and appreciate the sentiment, aside from, I'm almost shocked that they didn't completely cancel him for taking this kind of stance. Few and far between, DNC, few and far between. But thank you to Mr. Fetterman at the very least.
He's the guy who had the stroke, remember? And they let him wear like casual clothes to the government. He can wear jeans and a polo. That's fine.
Hey, if you get close to the Reaper to see the other side, the least we could do is let you wear some jeans.
You know what, dude? It's every day for you is Hawaiian Shirt Day, my man. Go crazy.
Yeah, just stay alive and don't croak on like live television. We appreciate it.
Everyone's favorite fruit. Now, on the opposite end, everyone's favorite fruit, and I mean that because his last name is Don Lemon, not because of his sexual orientation. Everyone's favorite fruit, Mr. Lemon, has a different way to approach things, has a different way to use language.
Just a brief reminder to those of you that are chilling or that have first seen us just now for the first time, which was a redundant statement, please hit the like button, as it does help get our conversation, our willingness to keep dialogue alive out there. We appreciate it, and God bless.
And hold tight. We will have the phone lines open in a bit once we get through some of this stuff here. So if you do want to call in and have any opinions on whatever we just spoke about, not just the last thing, please feel free to call in due time. Let's get to Don Lemon being like, you know what? Yes, I too am a Democrat, but I am not going to be as nice as Mr. John Fetterman is. I'm going to say what I feel and be
men who look like you, men who vote like you, and men who sound like you. White men, something is broken. Something is cracked deep inside when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence. Are you listening to me?
No.
I hope I'm saying it loud enough for the people in the back.
What the fuck are you talking about? That fucking violent, you piece of... And I start punching everything. I just
chill your white rage out there, yeah, Josh.
I really prove his point.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm so sick of this guy. I tried to avoid him to some success when he was on CNN, and now I can't get away from this asshole. Oh, fucking Don Lemon.
He stinks. He stinks.
You want to? I think this would be entertaining. Briefly, I'm going to give you a random question. And welcome, Pixie. You just found us here. God bless you. Here's from Drew Marte. Are you guys truly moderate, middle, independent? Question mark. I'll just say for me, I used to be a hardcore Bernie Sanders or bust progressive, and I have changed my mind. Throughout my life experience, I am now a Trump supporter with some ideologies that you can maybe say is still progressive-ish in terms of my view on healthcare. What about you there, Josh? You're white. You can't be left.
No, of course not. I put it like this, and I'll use my analogy from years gone by. Every day you walk down the street and you pass by the same homeless person, the same guy up to no good, and that's the right, you know? Like you always pass by him, you always see him being up to shenanigans, you know, like...
I thought you were going to quote the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Well, I don't know, I forgot how it goes.
Here's a story all about how my life got flipped to the right.
No,
I mean, stuck in the middle.
Yeah, so I walk by the homeless guy, the hobo, whatever you want to call him, and I'm told to look at him. And I've been told to look at him for quite some time now, like focus on what he's doing wrong and stuff like that. And then one of these days, I'm walking down the same sidewalk, and I take a glance over to the left. And I actually see there's been another guy there this whole time, and he's doing some fucked up shit too. And then as soon as I start to notice him, he goes, no, look what that homeless guy's doing. No, look what that homeless guy's doing. So it's almost like, there are things and this is not a downplay. Yeah, sure. There are things the right do. Yeah, no problem. We have so many people who cover that of what the right does wrong. It's almost fun to refute some of these things from mainstream media and then poke holes where a lot of people aren't poking holes in how the left does. So it's the same, but in reverse, like keeping track of both sides, but more so finding out the bullshit from the media on the right and then calling out the bullshit from the left that doesn't get covered on the media.
And hello, Snooks. We see you. You're not being ignored.
How convoluted was that? My apologies. That was really that was a very convoluted analogy. My apologies.
I don't think that was convoluted. I think it's very astute and onto the point. When we have a whole structure, which is, and I have no qualms about calling it the liberal biased media. How many fucking networks do they have when we have Fox? And then otherwise you got to go into more independent territory. So CNN, MSNBC, and everything else on their fucking mother is of a framework that is left ideology or liberal. So yeah, it becomes too easy to just hear an abundance of those talking points. And when you call one little thing out, then you're made to be a full-on righty, which is kind of what helped create this very show. When I was a Democrat and when I would shit on the right, all of my buddies loved it. But when I'd call something out on the left while I was in the left, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? You need to check yourself.
Yeah.
I think Josh embodies the moderate, the centrist.
Just on that point you make about...
Sorry.
No. The last point is it just so happens there seems to be more to call out on the left, and that doesn't mean we'll never call out the right as we do. Now, what's Mr. Lemon have to say?
Well, that was it with Mr. Lemon. He was just kind of using language that was unbecoming of him and maybe inciting or promoting some bad kind of vibes. And a lot of people have been under the assumption that maybe this is a mental illness, going on with some people who kind of feel this way. During this conversation between Piers Morgan and Eric Weinstein really puts a good perspective, a good light on this. And he says, no, it's the complete opposite of a mental illness. This is like programming. This is like learned programming. So fingers crossed we can do this.
Did Lemon have anything more hyperbolic to say?
No, he just said, white men, this is your fault. And you got all you white people think violence is the answer. And it's like, dude, don't make me bring out some statistics here real quick, because that's going to really ruin your day.
Oh, they do so well with statistics.
Yeah. Where'd you get that from? The internet? Yeah, like from whitehouse.gov. Yeah, bullshit, liars.
Never fails, man. Yeah. All right.
I might have to, let me try to be a little sneaky with this. Let me turn down some of the opacity. I got it up in speed, and now I'm going to turn down the opacity here. That way, hopefully, we're dodging that algorithm decent enough. We'll see if I can. There it goes. I'm just turning down.
Oh, you were okay. I got you.
Yeah. So
hello, Ozzy. You're right. Fox isn't much better. And Matthew, welcome.
Let's keep at it. This is Piers Morgan, and it's going to be about 6 minutes long, so we'll stop it where need be. But it is important that we listen and conversate on the totality of what's being said here.
Empathy. When I watched those clips, these weren't just young people being stupid, because you could kind of explain that. But I saw, teachers, university professors, doctors, all posting stuff, gleefully celebrating the cold-blooded execution of a young man with a wife and 2 kids who were there. And that was something more than just a lack of empathy. And I don't think it was linked to them seeing themselves as great revolutionaries. It was just an absolute disconnect from normal human reaction. I mean, I've actually interviewed genuine medically diagnosed psychopaths who are medically deemed to be incapable of feeling empathy, guilt, and so on. But these people aren't in that category. What has happened to them to make them so completely detached from the reality of what they're doing?
Do you feel that what Pierce is saying, the vibe he's putting down? Like, you see a lot of people it's not just normal people. Like, you see, like you said, teachers and workers of higher merit and standard coming out so boldly, being like, yep, glad he's dead, or yeah, he got what he deserved, or stuff like that. You're just like, God damn. Whoa.
I had to have this very uncomfortable conversation with people I've grown up with and go as far as to explaining, look, I'm just going to unfriend you. We've known each other since childhood. I don't want to be associated with somebody that's this sociopathic. Yeah. So, yes, I think Pierce encapsulated the question that should be asked perfectly.
Let's hear Eric's response here.
I'm myself mystified by the mystification. So I don't even know how to talk about this, Pierce. These people are not in a medical state. They have loaded a revolutionary program. And when let's say when America went to war against Germany and Japan, we used phrases like the Jerrys and the Japs, and we wrote messages on munitions that we used to kill the enemy. Mm. This is what they're doing. They're writing on bullets and casings. They are doing message killing.
Okay, it just kind of gave me chills and a nasty little feeling in my gut. I forgot the way that they would label artillery, and I don't mean to. Fuck it. It is what it is. And some of the higher profile unalivings occurring that are getting engravings, same shit.
Same vibes. And it's not a mental illness. It's almost like a programming, a type of way to dehumanize or move your empathy out of the way. I need to kill the enemy. I need to have these certain words, like what I call them, like make it justified.
I think soldiers in World War II looked at their opposition as still human beings that were the enemy, and I think it's so hyperized now that it's somehow even less humanitarian, or what he's putting down right now. It's making sense to me. Yeah. That's what I want to say.
Let's keep this going. It gets
Please.
Good. It gets good.
And the odd part about it is we don't recognize that they are war. Now, you make the point that they're not real revolutionaries, and this has to do with the fact that let's say a nurse who administers anesthesia and IVs, somebody with real control over your life, becomes a revolutionary. he may have a perfectly nice life as a nurse, and he's not eager to die. However, the program that has been loaded is exactly this program. The first thing you do is you paint the target. So notice the following words: fascist, reactionary, Zionist, Nazi. As soon as you see someone painted with those terms, the empathy complex changes. Tell me something.
The empathy complex changes. As soon as you as soon as you're able to rationalize to yourself, this person is a Nazi, this person is a racist, a bigot, your empathy complex shifts. It goes out of whack, because now I've just been able to kind of get you as a person out of my head, and now you are, you are this object, you are this negative force.
Everything that I've been taught to hate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
In my feels, as brief as I can, because this is something that sometimes elicits a very emotional response. Sometimes I try to quell that. But regarding the Zionist aspect, I would like to remind my brothers and sisters in Christ on the right. All right, we're on the same team here. I see anti-Semitism in many forms on the left and on the right. Please do not conflate Israel and Netanyahu as what every Jewish person stands for. That's all I fucking ask, okay? I am a Christian. My father was Jewish. He believes in Jesus. But that is something that hurts my soul when I see it. Okay.
Let's keep going.
I love what this guy's saying. Let's hear him.
Have you ever had really good lamb?
Yes, many times.
Or veal?
Yeah.
If you think about what lamb and veal are, it's one of the most upsetting concepts. But you're given language, which is, I'll have the lamb, no, I'll have the veal. And you don't actually think about what it means. And so what I'm claiming is that when you hear somebody talking about, oh, I'm fighting reactionaries, I'm fighting the Zios, punch a Nazi, that guy's a reactionary far right, that is the language used to paint the enemy so that you don't need to feel bad about the enemy dying or getting hurt. You can celebrate this. And this issue of message killing is something I've been talking about for a long time. If you have something like the AP Style Guide and it says we can't print manifestos of killers anymore.
Listen to this. And it's twofold. Like, it works in favor and it works out of favor in regards to the current situation going on. Listen how they choose, or AP Style. Like, there's a reason why they only can give out so much information on a current tragedy or an event. And it's inadvertent, but
more. The public doesn't know that there's an entire theory or a doctrine called strategic silence. So they're sitting there watching their news, trying to figure out, well, what's the motive? And the motive that comes through the AP Style Guide might be something like the alleged mass killer is reputed to have shouted a foreign religious slogan in another language. And you're thinking, oh, come on, you can't even report on what happened. So that gives the illusion of a cover-up, because what's going on is that the news organizations have been pre-programmed as to how they can report on this. So you have a situation in which we have a group called the woke that don't really exist, or the progressives, which are actually normalized revolutionaries, particularly within the Democratic Party. My party has normalized revolutionaries inside the party. There are normalized revolutionaries in the other party, the Republicans, much more around Christian nationalism and Christian identity. And you're now playing this game where we are undoing a tolerant liberal society, where the only people with real ideas are these fringe individuals. So let me just make a point that people aren't going to have thought much about. The normalized revolutionaries inside the Democratic Party have ideas. AOC has ideas. Mamdani has ideas. Hillary Clinton does not have ideas. You have this group of people, particularly people, let's say in their 20s now, who've not been invited into the party of Western civilization. They're not being given the means to have babies, a mortgage, to participate in a profound way. And they're being asked to conserve a society that is more or less using them as a protein source. And as a result, the real problem is that the two parties, the centers of the two parties in the U.S., don't have ideas. They have no offerings. They've got revolutionaries. They're playing with revolutionaries. The revolutionaries are getting normalized. There's an entire shifted empathy complex. People, let's say 40 to 15, which you saw around the Charlie Kirk thing. We're having a discussion about it as if it's an individual mental health crisis. It isn't. This is one of the things that the human mind can be trained to do if it goes to war, which is it can't oversympathize with the enemy. And
that's it.
You know,
that's crazy, right?
Dude, like, what's funny is I remember this guy from Joe Rogan, and he made a complete ass of himself.
I love Eric Weinstein, to be like full transparency. There are things I disagree with on him, but he's such a thoughtful, well thought out, trying to say it the right way. Like, I appreciate him. Like, maybe I don't love him, but I appreciate what he brings to the table as far as intellectual thought.
Hey, no, we're not being
his brother Brett. On the other hand, though, his Brett, I'm not a fan of Brett Weinstein.
That one I'd be remiss. I'm not certain on. But what I want to clarify is it's okay that you don't love him because we're not speaking in the hyperbole of the programming that we're all experiencing in real time. And we see these examples many a time. And I think the mainstream media is doing one of two things. Either they're genuinely confused or they're intentionally pushing the narrative of all of these people are mentally ill to distract from the fact that they are actively just responding from the fucking programming.
Right.
I think a focus on that would be far more important for the global conversation than just saying there's a mental illness problem in our country. No, it's a fucking programming issue.
Yeah. It's bigger, or I don't know in what way is it bigger or less than mental illness, but it's different. It's not mental illness. It's more of like you just said, and like he said, it's a programming thing going on. They're taught to have less empathy by the words they use.
And then the mental illness is mistakenly always given it's the blanket they throw over every problem, and they try to make it more about, yes, it's always a singular sociopath, but I'll bring up Tyler Robinson. Is that his last name? The person that is allegedly the person that unalived Charlie Kirk, forgive my censorship, he was programmed. I know he was in love with a boy that thought he was a girl and all that shit, but I want to see the Discord messages because the theory is it took about 8 months for him to get hyper radicalized via this programming, and he's right.
Yeah, good point.
Mr. Weinstein is 100% on point.
That's a good point. So that's that. I was thinking about watching those two videos from USA Tyler, who goes to UVU, and he kind of walks the area, and you get a better visualization of the scene itself. Like you can kind of understand that the shot from behind really doesn't work where they think it came
doesn't
from
at all.
But so maybe we save those videos for the Candace Owens Jesse on Fire, because that's all kind of all encompassing, and it might be a good juxtaposition to some of their claims. So
I'm glad that, because that was my first thought. I was hoping that would on Saturday, guys. We're gonna have a show that's far more focused and honed in on everything occurring in the grift and the genuine curiosity that is the Charlie Kirk tragedy.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll save the Erica Kirk stuff for that then too, like those two videos. I mean, unless you just want to go over that real quick, because I was very confused as to what the pageant thing was, and her and people getting upset because she was acting so happy about everything. But maybe we do save that because it does seem kind of off topic if we just get into. So let's just save that for Saturday. Cool with that?
Yes. Cool. I just have the following statement, and I would hope that this maybe inspires or provokes some people out there, and this is going to go to people on both sides. I have been seeing constantly in all of the feeds that I exist on this polarizing point at Erica Kirk because she's, in my opinion, trying to be a strong mother and leader like Charlie Kirk was. And for anybody to take that and twist it and throw these other things at the wall, and they stick in all these other fucking ways and put blame on her for what happened, I want to say, shame the fuck on you. If you have issue with that, join us on Saturday and let's have a discussion. Show me more than Snake Eyes the movie, motherfuckers. Okay. Otherwise,
as far as words go, and telling people what they or just deciding, like, not what you can and cannot say, but what's too far and what isn't. In that theme, you saw a GWAR concert before, right? This is also going around in the opposite effect. Some people on the right are a little upset over what GWAR did this past weekend, or maybe 2 weekends ago now. Like, have you ever seen a GWAR concert before?
So I'm going to jump deeply into this, but before I do,
yes,
it would be disingenuous for me not to represent, I won't call Mr. Gecko, welcome to the show, a detractor, but he's calling us out and saying, Josh and Eli, Progressive Patriot, you cherry-picked Eric's interview. Everyone go watch the whole thing on Pierce's show. He's saying that you paused it right before he gets to the real juicy stuff.
No, I didn't. Literally what he's saying is it's programming. If he wants to, I saw the whole thing. Like, that was, to me, the best part for the show. I don't think it's out of context whatsoever. Like, Pierce was trying to go more of a mental side of things, and Eric kind of disagreed with that. What's the retort?
Okay. No, actually, Gecko, I'd say call in.
Yeah,
I haven't
save
seen
it.
the whole thing personally. Josh did. I've been working with Josh for many years. He's been a close friend of mine for many years. He's
You
not
don't
cherry
got to.
picking a
You don't
damn
got
thing.
to. What is it called?
Yeah,
Like
no,
justify.
I
You don't
know.
got
It's
to. Yeah.
almost instinctive, but
I could have missed
please,
something for sure. I'm not trying to say I didn't, but that's what I took from it. Eric was more so on the side of this being programming than a mental illness thing.
And then from it sounds like Pierce is maybe trying to poke more at a mental aspect. So, okay, interesting. I can give my word that that's something I'll personally look into.
Yeah.
By the by, what's up, Quiet Leader and HK? And yes, ballistics are a weird thing. Now,
Indeed.
the Guar concert I went to, I'd like to say, as a former avid concert goer, I love my heavy metal, I love mosh pits. That's one of the best damn shows I've ever seen, especially in a small venue. Like, you remember the Culture Room? I'm not doxing myself here. The
I remember
Culture
the
Room
Culture Room,
has
of
some
course.
great shows, indoor and whatnot, and they are very theatric, very animated. So right now, maybe this you could accuse them of being tone deaf, or you could also say, "Hey, I know Gore. They've been around since the '80s. This is just what the fuck they do." So play this first, and then I'll tell them what I saw in the concert.
So right now it says this is where they unalive Elon Musk on stage. You know, art.
Not the
There he
Elon.
is. Look, there's Doge. Oh no, what are they gonna do to Elon?
Not the man worth 500 billion.
They are aliens too, right? They came from another planet. Aliens really, they're not
Demons
cool
from
to
outer
people.
space.
Yeah. What are they gonna do to poor old Elon? Oh, that guy's butt's hanging out. I don't know if he knows or not.
Oh, they know. Trust me,
did they?
it's Guar.
Shit.
Everything is calculated.
Guar, what it is good for. Right? Oh, and that's war. Sorry. Added a G. Let me there it is. We missed it, of course. I got too impatient. Here, oh, it's squirting everywhere.
I'm not shocked.
Is that bad messaging? Is this over the line?
No, because, bro, okay. The show I went to a few years ago, they had somebody dressed like the Pope in a full costume with the same aesthetic as the Elon Musk character.
Right.
Come out there. What do you think they did to the Pope? They didn't hug him. No, they took his entrails out and they fucking took the head right off with the blood oozing over everybody in the mosh pit, which made for an awesome mosh pit. That's what they fucking do. All right, you can separate the art from the political world. You've got to be able to do that if you're going to have any joy in life.
Oh, well,
So
yeah.
here's the big one.
Well, this isn't a video, it's just a picture, but you can see it's Trump and he's being disemboweled. There's the blood squirting out. He's been ripped open. There's a lot of blood. I saw a lot of blood. I've never seen so much blood. It was my blood, so it's pretty good blood. But you don't like seeing blood, do you, folks? You don't like blood.
Not from. I can't do it like Josh does, but I could see Trump like an actual voiceover. I know you like blood, but not coming from me.
Not my blood.
It's very bad if it's my blood. Good if it's yours.
Yeah.
Not good if it's mine.
Well, I've had like a paper cut one time that had a little blood there, but never this amount of blood. Not this much blood.
Yeah. Okay. So I see this and I recognize the year we're in and everything. At the end of the day, this is just a fucking rock show, and they have notoriously been famous for doing this kind of shit. If it's not your thing, I'm not condoning it, but this is just what they do. Avoid it if you don't like it.
Well, speaking of separating art from artists, like how about what's going on with the Ghost of Yotai? I know we're not bore everyone with video games, but one of the Sucker Punch's devs, they came out and they said something along the lines of, oh yeah, I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. So that's what he said.
Yeah.
But like right after too, like very untimely.
Oh, yeah. And allegedly, because I'm not certain, but I'm confident, the lead actress, voice actress, is a lesbian who is an open advocate, supporter of Antifa, and is married to a trans person. And she also made a negative comment celebrating an actual death, not a puppet being, disemboweled. And there's been backlash, and I want to say, because when I use the mainstream searches, it's hard to find what I was seeing in real time via social media, Twitter, Facebook, so on and so forth, where you can see the people canceling their pre-orders and there's been a massive downvote on the trailers and all that. And this is where I'm going to call myself out. But what do you got before I do that?
So this happened shortly after his passing. So this is and I guess it has not been taken down, but this person was fired. There was a lot of backlash over that. But what I also found more interesting is it just goes to show how polarized we are, right? These people were mad at what this person said, right? So then it starts to do like madception. It starts to do like this inception shit. So now because that person got fired, now you have another group who want you to also boycott Ghost of Yote because the studio came out and fired that guy. They're not mad at what he said. They're mad that he got fired. And then you got the other side who are mad at what he said.
Correct. And I didn't know so much about it's the Jimmy Kimmel effect now. We're just going to label it that. By the way, no reply. You got me. After I said she's a lesbian and she's dating a trans something or other, he's like, so she's straight. You got me there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ghost of Yotai, I didn't know that there was a bunch of people pissed off that they fired the Sherm. I did see from my own algorithm that there were people boycotting because of the stupid commentary. I love that fucking franchise. The first game is a banger. I'm super hyper looking forward to this as a geek. And this is I can't say the first time, but I found myself getting so pulled by my own echo chambers maybe that I was like, fuck it. Fuck Ghost of Yotai. I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to boycott. I don't know if I feel that strong.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't, man, because so far it's been pretty good. But here's Reset Era. I'm not sure who Reset Era is, but this is somebody they quote in this article about the other side being mad because the guy let go. And in their post, one Reset Era member highlighted that all firing Harrison has done is legitimize scum who are now going extra hard in using Ghost of Yotai as a rallying point for Charlie martyrdom and anti-woke nonsense. A truly idiotic response to even more idiotic termination. Like, I'm so confused at what we're mad at now. You know, it feels like we've lost the plot at what to be mad at.
This falls to Eric Weinstein's talking about the programming thing. I think it is nearly by damn design that we lose the fucking plot and we get so caught up in our own anger. There's some power there. The powers that be love that we're losing the plot. And maybe I, in fact, did too. I wanted so much to show my solidarity and live that solidarity. You know, I went to church for the first time after Charlie Kirk's death. You know, a lot of things changed after Charlie Kirk's death, and I felt almost indebted to be a part of canceling this video game. But I don't know, man. It got me torn up because
did you get caught up in the hullabaloo over The Last of Us 2 when the whole stuff came out and then boycott because they're killing our main actor and
replacing it with a trans?
Yeah, a trans woman. Man, I don't know how that works.
Because of my faith in the first installment, I knew a lot of the things that were being reported by one of our good friends, dear friends, that still won't play that damn game. A lot of the information and leaks were false, and I played it, and no regrets.
I love that game. It's a great game.
Yeah. So we're talking about some grand AAA titles. I know this may not be a huge passionate thing, but it falls into a larger conversation, folks, when it comes to, like, how far are you willing to go to prove that you believe in something? At what point do you have to start making sacrifices, and who are they for? Are they truly for your own conviction, or are you doing it for the grand stage that is social media? Ask yourself that and be sincere about it. That's the only thing I've learned from my thoughts and experiences in this day.
Let's do a little an ice block. All right. Well, we got three videos. Well, 4 videos, I think. We got one video where Ice gets him. We got another video where Ice don't get him. All right. We have a young lady man. I'm not sure what the identification here is. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Who calls for the straight-on violence towards Ice. Let's start with that one. Let's start with this. Okay. This one.
Fantastic. So another lefty calling for violence.
Little rage bait. Little rage bait. Right.
What's up, Global?
Here we go. Let's bring this over here. And this is just, an example of some of the crazy out there.
You can just kill Ice.
All right. Hang on a second. and bring this over on this side.
The voice I heard, I'm not a fan already.
There's a big nose ring. There's the Justin Bieber hairdo.
Nose ring theory confirmed, everyone.
Yeah.
Nose ring theory confirmed.
There they are in all their glory. See if I can.
That's a sherm.
I think it's a sherm. I think it's a sherm because, like, obviously, look, no nips. Like, we're not going down past nip, and I think you can see a bra tan line there, or maybe it's just a wife beater. Who knows at this point, man? So listen to the in their mouth, face, whatever it is.
You can just kill ICE agents. You know that? You can just kill them. You don't have to hold your phone in their face and ask people when their birthday is and ask people what their name is and then try to find wherever they end up in Los Angeles. You can kill them. This isn't about social media clout anymore. This isn't about video. This isn't about the phone. This is about get a gun and start killing ICE agents. They are deputized corrections officers. Kill them.
I don't think you can be more clear or queer in a video than this person here. And mind you, I want to point this out. I'm gonna go full screen here. You know for a fact that they did their hair for this. Like, they had to do a little make it up, tough it up a little bit, make the hair look like it is, and then they recorded the video about them killing ICE agents. I had to just point that out there.
Oh, yeah. The age of TikTokisms, which is what I prefer to call it, because it reminds me of mental illness every time I check it out. This is no accident that their hair looks any kind of way. They do themselves up and then say it's not for fucking social media clout. By the way, am I suddenly being a traitor of the First Amendment when I say that fucking piece of it should be arrested?
No, you can't call for violence. That's not First Amendment protected.
That's not protected.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a follow-up. I want to see this person behind bars.
I think someone in the comments said, excuse me, at FBI, and they added the FBI.
Yeah. So, okay, good.
Maybe there'll be a follow-up.
I don't want to even insult the clown from It by calling it, but I hope It and Hassan Piker are able to meet up in the commissary, because fuck this person.
Here's a video that's been going around where ICE doesn't get them, and this has been made to it really hit the rounds. And I still don't know what's going on here, but this dude gets away. He just hauls ass away on his bike. You got to tell, more the props to the guy, give him props. He's like, I'm fucking out.
Got away.
Yeah, look, he's out.
Oh, this looks like a Charlie Chaplin movie.
This is because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, they didn't know what to do, like, once they all got there. And it's kind of taking them a second to get their bearings, like, all right, shit, no, you go over here. I'll stay over here. Maybe we shouldn't group up because we're just going to bump into each other. They can't get them.
Yeah, I hear no command, dispersal, nothing. That person gets away.
Oh my God.
This is where the Benny Hinn music would be.
Dude, you damn it. You just fucking beat me to it. I said I got an idea. Here we go.
I know you too well.
Ready?
Oh.
Go.
We're showing all sides.
He's out. And he's home. He's out of there. Fantastic.
See you on the other side, amigo.
Yep.
Don't forget your fucking check from the fucking asylum seeking paycheck place. I got nothing here.
No.
What the fuck?
I got good news, okay?
You better.
This is where
he's caught. They caught him.
ICE gets their man on this one. All right. Hang on. I'll full screen it.
Did he just jump?
I pressed the wrong button. Here we go. Hang on. Sorry.
We're hanging on.
I was trying to add a funny soundtrack, but everything just gets ahead of yourself sometimes.
It's all right. That's all right. We're allowed to get ahead of ourselves.
ICE gets their boy.
I was hoping to hear like a Blue 42. Oh my God!
Just hang on. Yeah. And now that guy right there is like peppering people with like paintball guns, like back the fuck up. He's just shooting paintball guns.
To confirm, that was they're floor shots. They're trying to disparage them from getting involved in the scene.
It could be pepper spray too, like pepper balls.
Yeah, I don't see anybody like holding themselves with a scare them away.
Yeah, fuck
Scare
yeah.
them motherfuckers away.
Watch how nice this guy gets up, though, right? So he was screaming. He was like, ah! Like, now watch how calm, cool, and collected he is once they actually bring him up.
Yeah, oh, I love when this happens.
Like, you hear him yelling? Right here.
All right, we got your stuff. Look. 1, 2, 3. My keys. Got your keys. It's all good in the corner. Your keys, your phone, your wallet, and your charger. What's up? All right?
For sure. That's it. Like, you just for show. I got your keys, your phone, your wallet. Okay, he's like, for show. Like, what? No, what happened with the for show.
All right, I have a question, and welcome to Devon's Mom 86. I just want to make sure I'm understanding you accurately. Yes, very non-violent, and if that's what you're saying, and as a fact, I agree. That was a very non-violent way to tend to the situation. They didn't even hit the other people with the pepper balls or whatnot. But also, again, to Josh's point, it's amazing how theatrical these people that get caught, when they get caught, scream, "Oh, bloody getting done for good," and then when the job is done, they know they can't go nowhere. Yeah, for sure, all good, homie G, funk flex to the third power, all good here.
We got a few ways we can go about the next few videos here. So I call these, not so serious. We have the Trump saying, the Trump N-word video might play us into that one guy talking about certain languages being police. Remember you said, I'm all in about this video. And I'm very hesitant to play that video because I don't want it to come across as some way. But it's more towards the end of the video that I feel like he kind of gets a little, I don't know, like hyperbolic.
You talking about the one that the
one I started playing over like being police. Because like it's just weird when it's about a race, okay? It's like the video in question is this black guy narrating this video.
Oh, that's a fantastic video.
And he kind of has this exposition to go along with it. And it's very well articulated, it's very well said, but at the end it just starts to get a little like, damn, dude, what the fuck?
All right, one of my old stupid sayings since like high school. I've been saying it because I think it's clever, and it's not. I'm stupid, guys. You can put all the sugar on shit that you want, it's still shit at the end. And I think that
Speak for yourself.
It's okay.
Yeah,
point taken.
Yourself. That shit's delicious when you add just a little bit of sugar, man.
A little sugar on that shit.
A little shit sugar. Chef's kiss.
Sugaronshit.com/Josh videos, private OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, yeah.
Scat
Sugaronshit. Dude, I got to get that domain like ASAP. Sugaronshit.com, dude. That's got a nice ring to it.
That's already owned by the the government, all the government. Okay, so yeah.
Do you want to do that video? I don't know.
If we do, I think it's brilliant. And after that, if you don't mind, I want to show the social experiment I did on Facebook. I baited the people to play the race card, and they did.
What we'll do is we'll do that. We'll play that video. We'll show your social experiment, and then we'll close out with Trump and his N-word thing, and Ted Cruz and his PDF thing. So,
oh God, yeah, that's a shout out to Creek Squad, by the way.
Yeah.
Michael Labrito, hello, and to the person shouting down with ICE and down with fascism and Trump dump, hello, Sonata Long. You are more than welcome here. Please feel free to call in with some of that energy. We appreciate it.
When should I turn the phone lines on? Because
whenever you so decide.
Right now, we just okay. How about this? We'll turn them on after this next video.
Okay, sounds good.
Or after your little thing we have the
no. After this video would be wise.
Okay. All right, we're gonna do this one, and it's not meant to be anything else than what it is. So there's no. Oh boy.
Yeah. Just watch the show and enjoy for this one.
I gotta reset. I'm gonna crop this in real time, so don't mind me.
Okay, I'll distract the audience with my ASMR.
A young black boy got into a disagreement with a white woman at a CVS, and he said that he could pull a band out of his pocket, a band being a reference to money that the white woman claims to have taken as a reference to a weapon. The white woman called North Charleston Police Department over the misunderstanding.
You did this! You did this! You did this! You did this! No, I was in the store the entire time, honey. I saw it all. No,
She does.
He did not wrong.
Oh, damn.
He was following him from the time he walked in
And of course, North Charleston Police Department showed up and did what they do. Brutalized the young kid, despite all of the bystanders telling them he did not have a weapon. He did not threaten.
It's fucking Thread, so I can't pause it, unfortunately.
Something lost in translation between standardized English and black English.
The only thing he said, he'll pull out a band, and a band is money. If she don't know the slang, she needs to shut the hell up. I was here the whole entire time. Okay.
Now, pair that incident with the instance of a black suspect being denied their right to an attorney because they said to the police officers, I want a lawyer, dog. And the police denied them an attorney because they said that they could not find an attorney that was a canine. And the judge agreed that the suspect asked for a lawyer, dog, not a lawyer, comma, dog.
A man who used slang while being interrogated by New Orleans investigators was denied his right to counsel.
It doesn't make any sense at all. If there were such a thing as a lawyer dog, then it would be confusing. But there isn't.
And why do I mention these two incidents? Because black language is being quite literally policed. We know it, and y'all know it. We both know that when y'all are flexing your pedantry, your prescriptivism, you are also flexing your privilege, your power. White power, or so you say. I and other black educators like me expose the inherent weakness of your wheatness. Language pedantry is a component of the white power structure, and we both know that. For those of you who are saying that this is simply about grammar, language, has nothing to do with race, then ask yourself, why then are there social stigmas, social consequences, and rewards attached to the ability to speak properly a language that my ancestors didn't choose to speak, a language that people of color across the world didn't choose to speak, and just happens to be the language of their oppressor? If it's not about race, why then was it a priority for the oppressor to make it illegal for the enslaved to master their language? Some of you would rather I was sitting here cussing and carrying on rather than sitting here calmly, smugly, dare I say, uppitily, the one who's now wielding the whip. It's giving revolution. We out ya. Peace.
There you go.
Oh, I can't.
So,
okay.
There's a lot.
I'm having a stroke holding.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
No.
We got through it though, at least, right?
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I'm sweating. Okay. Where to? Oh my god. Okay. First off, is it racist to say, hey, time and place? Quick example. I went to a job interview today. I landed the job. Now, I grew up in the streets of New York. Okay. I know how to use the slang. Maybe I'm not up to snuff when it comes to the current slang. But yo, I know what's good, dog. I could talk like this, that, and all that. You know what's what? Time and motherfucking place. And that shouldn't be relegated to any race or culture. Just like a good old boy. If they get arrested, you must, and sometimes, yeah, you should articulate yourself in a way that you know will represent what you want to say in such an important moment appropriately. So no fucking pass on, oh, I grew up on slang, dog. And your ancestors weren't talking like that either, King. They weren't sitting there saying, yo, what's up, Kuntutu? Yo, give me that fucking thing. We gonna put them fucking pyramids up.
There is something to say that while certain people were slaves, they didn't have access to books and learning language. So they probably did make their own language and own slang things to kind of communicate with one another. So Massa didn't hear and Massa didn't understand. So like there is some truth to what he's saying here. I just think he's kind of bringing it in a it's like too far. It's like too hyperbolic. Like I know there is some truth there as far as not being able to learn, and I agree with all that. Well, I disagree, but I agree with that being unfortunately a thing that happened. I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I do think then some of the other things it was like who has the whip now?
Yeah, you see the overall message he's trying to get across is basically that. Again, I think he's inadvertently playing a victim card. We grew up like this, dog, and the fact that you even have a moment to poke fun at it, at whatever your job is now racist. You know what? If I was a cop, I would have had a fucking laughing fit. If he said, yo, get my lawyer, dog, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm the grammar Nazi guy. I'll correct some shit. And in a high stress situation, I will use it to my advantage for the laughs. he is trying to phrase this whole thing like everybody that uses slang is a victim. And why is a 70-year-old lady going to know I'm pulling out my band doesn't equal anything else than it's a weapon? Just
She did look
watch
like a
what you're
Karen, though, a
talking
little
to.
bit. Like, she did look like
Totally.
a Karen. Like, she looked like a problem.
She totally looks like a Karen, but
she-
I'm not faulting
yeah.
her
No,
for
no, no.
not knowing the slang. Yeah.
Right, but I don't know. Yeah, like at that point, do you say wait till you see what he pulls out? Like, I don't know what the conversation was. Like, did it involve, like, you know, was he at checkout when he said that? You know, like don't worry, you know, what you think I can't afford this? Let me pull out a band or something along those lines. Where, like, in context, you could deduce that it's talking about money, or I don't know. I'm just trying to give a little benefit of the doubt here.
Given, and that's one of the reasons why we represent the title of the show, Stuck in the Middle. We thank God for Josh, because sometimes my emotion, as you can see, will take me. But I think it was pointed out that he said to her specifically, "I'm going to pull out my band." There are areas that we cannot confirm. But if you are saying you're pulling something out and you don't know what that thing is, once it is said, I understand her getting nervous.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's on the onus is on the person speaking to just, I don't know, man. I'm not saying change what you learned throughout your life, but maybe attune yourself to the moment and the situation.
True.
That's it.
Let's watch the one Trump video. Since we're kind of in that realm, might as well just do this one real quick. People are kind of giving him a little ha 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 here, because it is a weird thing to say. Like he's almost bummed out by it. Thread sucks, by the way. I can't. There's no scrub. I can't pause or play or move forward or backwards. God damn it! I don't want no scrubs.
Interesting. Some interesting comments, by the way. Any other time cops are talking like they're black, and why would he threaten to shoot her? Be for real? Yeah. Again, this is us not being within the realm, not seeing the context. We saw the aftermath. Yeah. But again, I'm not going to put the responsibility on her to understand slang. That's not homework for her in life. It's not a necessity. But yeah, you know, everybody loses in that situation. Everybody.
Let's watch Trump have some fun and be bummed out. That's what I enjoyed about Trump.
Over to the coast.
There's some feedback
of Russia. Just to be careful, because we can't.
That's on their side, unfortunately. You just got to kind of deal with it. That's on the feeds side, not from us.
Just like the cops in slang, deal with it.
Over to the coast of Russia. Just to be careful, because we can't let people throw around that word. I call it the N-word. There are two N-words, and you can't use either of them.
Ready?
You can't use either of them.
He gets so bummed out the last part.
Frankly, if it does get to use, we have more than anybody else.
I don't even know
I
don't know what he's rambling on about after that part, but he's like, you can't use either of them. You can't use either of them. Like, he gets so like bummed out. Like, dude, one's okay not to say. I promise. You can say NATO. It's cool.
Yeah, NATO is universally accepted, no matter the optics in our country. The other one, like, he shouldn't.
It's such a weird riff for a president. You know, people think there's only one N-word. I think there's two. You can't say both of them. You can't say both of them. Like, damn.
This is where I accept the critiques of, like, you know, people find it endearing that he is not a polished speaker. There are some times, even though I'll vote for him again, even though, I'm still fucking miffed about the Epstein files, right? And here, I'll plug myself. Progressive Patriot, one of my last lives, I go through 267 pages of a scrapbook that was being worked on by Ghislaine Maxwell and his entire family. Feel free to check that shit out. That's not forgotten by any of us. But yeah, I don't see why he really had to go as far as he did with him. And the second N-word, you cannot, or you know, what the fuck are you doing, man?
And here's Ted Cruz now, not doing the best either.
Now, Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles? I want you.
No. You want to attack them. Ted. Oh boy.
Okay, for those of you inside baseball here, anybody that knows the Tweak Squad, Creek Squad, that's a shout out for all of you. Dagburn, you too. Oh, and by the way, Dirty Smith, you might be right. Was Trump meaning nuclear and not NATO?
Either way, yeah, it could have been, but he was talking about Russia and he was talking about their border. So I thought like NATO's been always encroaching on their border. So that's what I was gathering. But yeah, nuclear, very well another possibility because that probably makes more sense, to be honest with you. Like that he meant nuclear, not NATO, because that is a dirty word. We don't want to hear nuclear war. We don't want to go to nuclear war. So maybe 3
N words you can't say.
Yeah, fuck NATO. It's 2.
Okay, 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
Dude, Ted Cruz.
One more time with Teddy saying what he said.
Come together and say, let's stop murders. How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape?
Yeah.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
No.
I want you to look at what happened when the National Guard.
Not even like wait, I didn't mean that came out wrong. Like he's like, you know what? If I pretend it didn't happen and keep moving forward, good thing the internet doesn't exist because nobody's going to see that ever.
He didn't correct himself?
Nope. No. Let's see. There's still 60 seconds.
Went to D.C.
He doesn't, see?
Robbery fell by 57%. Homicide fell by 58%.
So he's moved on. You know what? We don't talk about old shit in this moment. I'm talking about this billboard now. I'm talking about this poster board, all right?
This is the strangest sword to fall on if you want to be an example of, hey, let's not focus on the past, guys. That was just a millisecond ago. Let's focus on our future. Man, why wouldn't you correct yourself? Was it just overwhelming embarrassment? What the fuck? Okay, I mean, I'm not insinuating any further, but that's just so fucking stupid funny.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I enjoyed that. But, let's dude, what we didn't do, let's see if there's still anybody out there. We probably lost. We got to get to the phones a little earlier next time. We're still trying to figure out when the best time is for these this phone calls. But if you do want to call the show, I'm putting the phones open right now. The number is 954-546-3455. If you want to talk about anything we spoke about today, give us a call while we're still here. We're going to slowly but surely get out of here. But if you want to give us a call, I was supposed to turn the phone lines on and then watch the Trump and the Ted Cruz video to let it, if people are behind a little bit. Son of a shit. We're learning. We're learning here. We're learning.
I was thinking it, but I don't want to interrupt you at risk of a Biden sometimes on both our parts.
It's fine, but you should because that was the right time to interrupt. You're like, whoa, put the number up now so people have time. So that's my fault.
There was somebody in chat saying I want to call in. Fuck. You're more than welcome to. And now, no, it's okay. Hey, man.
Yeah, but as soon as we moved on from the topic, a lot of people probably left and shit like that.
We're doing okay. And remember the last show? It was right when we put on the credits that we got like 60 fucking calls in 2 seconds. Oh, well and good. Here, let's take this opportunity to address some of the comments. Man, a big shout out to the MVPs, which is everybody in the chat that's here, especially if you don't agree with us, which is why we put these numbers up. Or if you do, just thank you for indulging and enjoying or being a part of the conversation, the dialogue. That's what we represent. That's what we're all about.
Has everyone been behaving in the chat? Has there been any shitty comments or?
To my shock, this is another record. I haven't seen any of the bullshit. I think we are firmly established as like we're here for what we're doing, and the distractions be damned. What's up to you, by the way? Let me see. FYI, I'm 46-year-old. I ain't part of any squad. Understood. And I won't go too much further into my distinction. I think Dagburn and company and all that. That's the tweakers and creakers. Crack squad. All right. So Ryan and Devon's Mob, any of you, if you'd like, I'll read some of the comments if nobody's going to call, which is okay. There's no pressure, and we're prepared. We've been doing this for a minute. What about the shrimp turning people into aliens? I swear every day they say something insane. That's one I haven't personally heard, but I'm picking up what you're putting down. A big segment of the next show we do this Saturday is addressing some of the conspiracies that have gone so far as to piss me personally off. And there was another comment, I can't find you, my apologies, that said, if you don't know that a band means money, like that's your own damn fault at this point. I don't think it's anybody's responsibility to know
she was
slang.
old. She was old too. I mean, you can't fault her for not knowing slang at that point.
So another comment that I'm only recalling, hello, Libor Honus, by the way, was that if she's willing to stake his reputation by getting him arrested, then maybe she should do her homework. If I saw that this went down in the store and she was like the cashier, I'd somewhat agree. Not that she had to do homework, but that she should be more careful. But again, without the context, I can't give a definitive answer.
Here's a good rage bait thing while you're looking at some comments, and I'll put this on in the background, and you tell me if you guys agree with Megyn Kelly's assertion about Obama, because it is I don't know. I kind of agree with it because I've heard this opinion for some time that it was Obama who started to become a divisive president. So I want to hear your guys' opinions on this. I'd
like to share that. Remember, I was programmed quite well at being a progressive when I hated Megyn Kelly through and through, and now I think she's refreshing and kind of hot in a MILF kind of way.
Right. Check it out. Here's Megyn Kelly. I think she just did this, if I'm not mistaken. This even could have been at a Turning Point USA event where they're kind of having like these guest speakers now, since Charlie has not been there because he's passed away. Here's Megyn Kelly talking to this guy.
I wanted to ask about your thoughts on Barack Obama. He's like my favorite president of all time. I think he was great for this country. It was really nice to see a beautiful black man in the office. And where would you rank him among like modern U.S. presidents? Where would you put him?
Sorry, I didn't hear the landing.
Like, where would you rank Barack Obama out of the last few modern presidents? Like, for me, he's number one. Like, where would you put him?
I would rank him in the 21st century at the very bottom. Yes, correct. At the beginning of Trump, 15, 16, we were coming off of Obama. And I used to say at that time, I think Obama is a good man, but a bad president, and that Trump is a bad man, but a good president. That's what I thought initially. And I completely had that wrong. I actually think Obama was a bad president, and I genuinely think he was a bad man. I know, sorry, controversial. And I think Trump is a good man and a good president. And the thing that I really object to about the Barack Obama years, having lived them and reported on him nightly on Fox News, is that I don't think we've had a more divisive president. People think President Trump is divisive. Let me walk you back through the Barack Obama years, okay? The first thing he did, was he seized control of 1/7 of the U.S. economy and shoved down our throats Obamacare, which the American people did not want and did not have majority support. It was the first time in our history that it had ever been done, and the country was angry. He lied repeatedly, saying, if you like your doctor, you can keep if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. It was a lie, and he knew it was a lie at the time. I used to give him the benefit of the doubt, saying he was mistaken about his own health care plan, because that's the kind of person I used to be. And then it became clear that he knew it was a lie because the facts came out he knew it was a lie. So he lied intentionally and took people's doctors away, and people died. He got in there and said, elections have consequences. Too bad. I'm doing it. He's the one who injected race into the society at every turn. We never had a president do this before. And not just because he happens to be of mixed race. We never had a president take cases, legal cases, and I was a lawyer, practiced law for 10 years before I went into journalism, take legal cases that are in the news and comment on them in a way that's very provocative and stirs up anger, like the Trayvon Martin case. He's the one who made that a new practice of getting ahead of the evidence and dividing us on that issue. We could be here all night, but those are a couple of examples. So.
What did you think about?
So, damn.
That was, yeah, that's a mic drop. That was on point. And it's crazy because during my program, and I'm going to continue to call my progressive years a result of my being programmed and young. I thought Obamacare was a solution, and holy mother of God, did I ever learn by hurting my own and my family's pocket, it was not a solution. It was a fucking massive ripoff on a scale that's so large it's terrifying. Kudos to her. Kudos to her.
I remember the first time hearing that, and it was more so specifically regarding how he spoke about certain cases in the news, like her end point there. And I was like, yeah, I don't recall, did George Bush come out and speak on cases in the news that involved race? I don't know if he did. I'm just more so asking, but I just remember, I recall Obama doing that.
Yeah, like I'm too much in fear of being disingenuous and saying that the polarization, started at this point or that. But I remember the Bush presidency pretty well. And he's synonymous with, Iraq and being kind of a buffoon the way he talked. But he never made a case specifically racial from my own memory. I'll fact check myself later at the risk of saying it live in real time so I can be sincere. I don't want to sit here and say Obama is solely responsible for hyperbole, but I can't recall. I'm sure Reagan did some fuck shit, and I have my own reasons that I dislike Reagan and all that. I guess that might be the remnants of the lefty in me.
Some of these things too, it's like they very well could have done this, but as like it was the first time you were more aware of it happening. It doesn't negate what happened before, but at the very moment, that's all I'm going off of. I'm not saying the other things didn't happen, but at the very least, that's when I became more aware of a divide happening, and it only exacerbated after Trump got in.
And under the pretense of healing that divide is when we ended up causing more division. And when you go further along with that, you realize the damage of the white knighting pandering that the DNC does. And by the way, HK, I did grow up in a very Democrat household, as well as every algorithm that I became a part of. It was when Trump came to office. It was after Bernie Sanders got screwed over that I started to really hate the DNC. And when Trump came up, I saw an opportunity to get on the right side, so to speak. But that's me. Anybody with a differing opinion, and I know there's some of you in here. What's up, Megan Smith? Good to see you here. Don't be afraid to call in.
Call in. The number's up. What's up, TZ from across the pond?
Oh shit, TZ. Welcome,
yes,
brother.
Sir.
Great to have you. Good to see you.
That's actually, I'm sorry. I think across the pond is, I didn't mean to say that because that's England. So like Australia's like across the pond and some, right? Like, I don't know what's the saying? Fuck.
We're American. Everything, if it's not in here, is subject to whatever we call it. That's American privilege for you, baby.
We're America. Listen, we're hanging out for a little while longer. The number's up, 954-546-3455. Even if you're a friend, give us a call. Don't just be hanging back. Like, give us your opinion. C-Files, TZ, somebody, give us a call. Say hello real quick before we get out of here. Am I sounding desperate? Shit, my bad.
Shep, you too, brother.
Shep,
I know you're watching, but it's also okay. I always want to. Hey, Stiff. I want to hear your voice, Mr. Stiff Richard.
Stiff, hey.
The Down Under. Thank you, Dirty Smith. The Down Under. Josh, get it right.
You're right. Down Under. Why does it say? Under. I think you should have put a comma in there. Down Under, comma Joshua. Now it just looks like you're saying Down Under Joshua. Down Under Joshua.
You better be familiar with Mr. Stiff Richard. That's exactly how he meant it, sir. He means literally under you, okay?
We're getting across the ocean, too, from Dark Canadian. The Down Under. The Downstairs. All of them.
Ooh, interesting take. HK, the Second Amendment is the one I have zero compromises on, and there's already been way too much infringement. Speaking of that, in my current state of Florida, it is now okay to open carry, which has been very controversial. I don't want to dox. Well, Davie is where I lived. I think you lived there once upon a time too. Yes.
Yeah.
Davie,
oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's recently in news here, local news. There was a stupid shooting, the stupidest kind of shooting that you'd expect the early firearm owner, that was me, to kind of get into this thing, because I've famously been a moron with firearms when I was a new owner. These two guys get into an argument over a parking spot in the Davie Costco over here, and the guy decides to, it's a white dude and a black guy, okay, media? And the white dude decides to pull out the firearm and pew the man's tire. And it was all caught on video. Epic, stupid. But aside from that, I'm also with you on the Second Amendment.
I think we got someone calling. Let's see. Oh, did I close out? Fucking fuck. Hang on. Whoever's calling in, I know I closed out Google Voice. Of course I did.
God, everybody boo this man.
Boo.
Let's spam ones in the chat so that he knows what an L he just
do it one more time. Whoever's calling in, call back again. I'm gonna hang up. Call back in while I don't know what the hell's going on with Google Voice today. You're making me look
This is a better look than the e-begging on YouTube, okay? I've got no respect for e-beggars. I don't mind a phone beg here and there.
I was just trying to go over real quick how this open carry thing happened. On September 25th, it says the first district court of appeal struck down the state's decade-old open carry ban in McDaniels versus State. On the 10th, interesting. On the 10th, the same day Charlie Kirk got killed. The Florida Attorney General instructed prosecutors and law enforcement not to enforce the ban, making open carry the new law of state. In plain English, adults who lawfully possess a firearm are now carried openly in most public areas, subject to important limits. And I think they had like 2 weeks to appeal it. They didn't, and now we have open carry. So
there are exceptions, by the way. I looked them up, and there are still certain businesses that are upholding their own, specific expectations. But I think when you're in a state that has passed a law, it's not going to hold up strong. Like, I'm very curious how it's going to go when somebody violates that. At worst, they're going to be asked to trespass. Then I think some minutia may occur in terms of a suit.
I'm so sorry, whoever is calling. I poo-pooed you. It's back up again. It's working, I think. So,
no, you're caught. Caught. You're silencing dissenting opinions.
It's discouraging. It is. I get it. Like, you call, it doesn't work. You're like, no, I'm not going to call again. I mean, I could call them back. I think that would be weird, right? If I called them back, would that be weird?
When I think of the typical call-in shows,
it's not a callback show.
Like, I can't imagine Howard Stern. Like, let's get the guy back on the line. Like,
hey, I'm sorry I missed your call.
Yeah. By the way, Howard Stern sucks now. I still watch his 90s and early 2000s shtick.
That's a hot take. There we go. There we go.
Saved by the Google ring. Is it unknown?
Nope, it's not.
Call from
C Files again.
Call from. So, is your name C Files or is it C Files again?
It's actually Lieutenant Dan.
Hey, Lieutenant Dan, hold on 1 second. Now we got to do something else. Hang on.
Call from
Catherine.
New caller.
Catherine, how are you tonight? Real fast, I just want to let you know I have to put you on hold for real quick. We had somebody else calling in, so bear with us. We won't be long, and we'll get right back to you. Okay, Catherine?
Okay.
Thank you.
C Files, brother man. We do have another lovely caller on hold, so if you want to get to the crux of your anger here with us tonight, what might that be?
Speak your piece, son. What's good?
Say it, damn it.
I'm angry that you called me out by name to call you in and then didn't answer. So you guys are both fired.
It was an accident. Forgive me. Will you forgive us?
No, I was just calling in to make sure the phones were working, and because you called me out by name. But get to whoever else you got on the line. Have a good night, boys.
Appreciate it, brother.
Hashtag cancel Josh.
Catherine. How are you, Catherine?
What's up, Catherine? You are live. Welcome to Stuck in the Middle. What's up?
I was just calling to say that I have made the switch kind of like you guys, but it was back when Hillary was running. Okay. And one of the things that always confuses me about it is that they make it like you're racist if you don't, want the immigration we've seen for the last 4 years under Biden. But it's like nobody says we don't want people to come in. I just don't get why they think the answer is to let everyone from across the world flood our country, because that would literally end badly.
Yeah, it is an interesting line to walk. It's like you have to. It's almost like talking about like Israel. Like, you have to be careful how you talk about Israel, because if you say it, you could be anti-Semitic.
Yes.
So the same concept. Depending on how you talk about immigration and where your stance is on it, you could be racist.
Sure. Yeah, that's a trend these days.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to confirm, Catherine, did you say you were a Democrat until Hillary? Is that what you said?
Yes. Yeah. When they tried to run Hillary, I was just like, I don't know about this. And I kind of fell for the fear mongering around Trump for a minute until I started just looking into everything on my own and realized that it was weird how they all of a sudden just hated Trump out of nowhere. And the stuff he says, I think, resonates with people because, he says hard truth. But I feel like that's the way, it feels like the Democrats are like the kids that are always like, wanting to cross all the boundaries. And then Trump has to come in and be like, no, you can't just do whatever you want and not follow the laws. And it's just.
You did take me back there. You took me back there, Catherine, because I do remember, and it really does seem that's where it began. But remember when you were chastised and criticized because you did your own research? Remember that? That whole being angry at people who thought for themselves or did their own research, I think coincided with Trump's first presidency, if I'm not mistaken. Because that's when I remember hearing that all the time. Oh yeah, you did your own research. What do you that equivocated you to somebody on the extreme right, the far right, the alt right. Remember the alt right?
Oh yeah, because that was a big red flag. Because my grandparents were Democrats, and they had passed away at that time. But I'm like, they would not. I don't think they'd think this. I don't think they would be a Democrat today.
Right.
Yeah, I have to say you sound like a kindred spirit to me, because I was pro Bernie Sanders when Hillary was being coronated. It was very much, in my opinion, a coronation. They expected her to just get the crown, and we were just going to accept it, and it didn't work that way. I may not have the same appreciation nor respect for Bernie Sanders because he's gone too far with his radicalism, and that kind of pains me, but it is exactly as you say, because of this show that we're here right now. It's been on for years. We've just returned recently. I had to fact check all of the things that were being said about Trump and the right. And not because I wanted to, but because I learned I was being lied to, I ended up supporting Trump to my surprise. So we're both, I think, had a very similar experience.
Oh yeah, I used to argue with my brother about it, and I would just couldn't see his, side. And for as bad as the internet has gotten, I also think it also helped, I think, open a lot of, Charlie Kirk played, I think, a big part in kind of showing people the other side, that it doesn't, just because you believe in that things should be ran this way or done this way, it doesn't mean you're hateful or you're just realistic. I mean,
right.
But there's a huge percentage of the world that lives in poverty or under corrupt governments, and if we just let everyone that is living like that come here, that's billions of people. I mean, and it seems like that's what they want.
That, and look at the statistics of some of our neighboring countries, our fellow European countries. I'm called xenophobic when I make these points, but look at the UK, look at France, look at Canada right now. I'm not saying being a melting pot is a bad thing, but it looks like, and maybe I'll generalize at my own risk, cancel me motherfuckers, I have issues with Islam and Sharia law and how far they want to push. And it goes from wanting to integrate and mix to wanting to overtake.
Exactly. It's like they vilify Christianity but they'll stop the streets in New York for Muslims to pray. And it's almost like that's good to them. And I'm like, but that religion literally opposes everything that you guys say you're for when it comes to women's rights and,
Yeah,
it reminds me of a story Josh and I were discussing. I just recently saw a post about a gay man was celebrating that he was gay and Muslim, and he's a white dude. I found that hilarious. And Josh, what was the other thing?
Which one? Oh, what the lady saying? You talk about the Michigan thing,
the Pride parade thing.
Oh, you want me to play that video? No. What's the Pride parade? I thought you were talking about the lady talking about the Pride flag being banned in Michigan again.
Oh yeah. That just kind of falls with this. I forgot it was a whole video thing. I was just going to ask you, the summary of it. But that's if the left would be honest with themselves about what they're praising to the end of the moon, they would see what they're asking for, and that would be an absolutely intolerant zealotry of who they are.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, but that's the trend with them anyway. They don't really have any positions except for just to be anti-Trump no matter what. Even this town hall thing was a big example.
Catherine, hang on 1 second. I'm sorry to cut you off. We just got to put somebody else on hold real quick. Hang on 1 second.
Call from
Billy.
I don't trust that voice.
Miller, 1 second. Hang on for me real quick. We'll be right back. We're just going to wrap up with Catherine.
Okay, thank you.
All right, cool.
Catherine, how are you? Real quick, we have somebody else on the other line. So if I could get you, or if you ever feel so inclined to just put a nice bow on what you were trying to get across, what you are trying to get across, and then we'll get you on out of here.
Yeah, I think what you just said pretty much sums it up. That if, they would be honest with themselves, they would see that when it comes to the West, that the things that they want, like, I wish we could almost in practice show them, like, let's let the world come in with no limits on immigration, and let's bring in socialism and figure that out. But you can't reverse those things once they're done. So it's really important that we just don't let that take over our government. I can't imagine what's happening in New York. I pray for the country, and I hope everything gets better.
Heard that, Catherine. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling into Stuck. I hope you hang out with us some other times when we do go live, and we look forward to hearing more from you.
God bless you. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, Catherine.
You too.
Miller, sorry about the hold, my friend. Miller, what do you got for us?
Billy.
Oh, Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. What do you got for us tonight, Billy?
I don't know, Catherine. I was calling for Jim Phil.
For who?
Kim Phil, Jim Phil, or Kim Phil, or Lynn Phil.
Okay, wrong number. Take care, brother.
No, your number is Jim Phil.
Jim Phil. I don't even know what that means. I appreciate it.
You're calling a live show, so have a good one.
Oh, all right.
Yep, take care, bud. Craw Dog, I would offer you to call in. Craw Dog, if you take issue with anything that's said.
I feel like he was trying to work a bit there. It just didn't work out for him. Like, listen, if you want to do a bit, listen, we will enjoy said bit, but just make it a little more, give it a little more oomph, just a little more effort.
Yeah,
we got you.
Effort,
we got you.
And also get to it. We're doing the show here. We're not going to give you
today, Junior.
Yeah, we're not going to give you time to work the bit out. Okay, where's the nuance is being said to me. Muslims believe Jesus will return. Jews believe Jesus is in hell. They don't believe in Jesus, okay? They don't believe Jesus was the Savior. Let me clarify that for you. And better yet, since often so much can be lost in text, I would ask you to call. You are not doxxed. You don't have to give your name. Just feel free. Block your number. Private number. Call us. And Megan Smith, I see you live in Sweden. I love that country, and I frankly wish I was born there. Yes, I'm aware of what's going on there. Democratic socialism, if you will, yada, yada. But anyway.
I got to put on,
you, Catherine.
I got to put on the 8-minute warning. I got a hard out at 10:30. All right. Get your mind out of the gutter. But so we can kind of hang out here for another 8 minutes if anybody else wants to call in or not, or we can just get out of here before then. I don't want to force anything, but I do appreciate everyone calling in and everyone interacting. It's probably been our best show yet. So I'm very thankful for that.
No way. Bigger than the last? Like, we're not going to talk about it. But
yeah, we'll talk about it after the show.
And please do feel free to click that like button to help at least get us out there in the algorithm at the very least, so we can continue to be challenged.
Y'all are awesome.
By more people. Okay, I'm just making sure this wasn't a troll comment. Oh, Megan, you're from Florida? My bad. I thought you said you were in Sweden.
I like Alabama anarchists. At this point, I think touching the hot stove is the only way people can learn. 5, the idiots what they want because reason isn't working. Oh, give the idiots what they want because reason's not working. Yeah.
When there's a comment articulated well in the fucking chat, always appreciated. Thank you for engaging. And also hello to California, to VMMM or MV. I hope everything is okay there, because I never hear anything positive about things happening in California.
Yeah, hope all is well out there. Hi from Florida, but hope all is well is out there in California. And thank you, Dystopian. Appreciate you.
You remember Dystopian, right? I've given his first name. You have to remember him.
I don't.
Ken. Yeah, from Barbie and Ken.
Oh, no.
Ken from, I know his last name. We're not giving his last name. He's been with us from the OG days on the Stuck in the Middle page, which, by the way, guys, if you have a Facebook or I don't know if we have an Instagram, but we are on Facebook. We have a private and a public page. If you want to go as far as finding us to continue the conversation, you can submit topics or you can email us topics as well. the stuckinthemiddleshow@gmail.com. Is that accurate?
Stuckinthemiddleshow@gmail.com. We do got to get a Discord. The Facebook is good, but it's a little inactive.
Antiquated.
That's kind of our fault. Exactly. And antiquated. So we will, in time, we will have that link for the Discord. But for now, we will put the link for our Facebook page and the group as well. So.
And just a final thing for me. First off, yes, thank you to everybody. Crawdog and anybody else that has heard me say something that perhaps you didn't agree with. I appreciate that you're here to at least stand your ground. And the only other thing would be to run away from dialogue. And it's when we have no dialogue that the dangers start to surface. So thank you. And I still have that. That's an open invitation for you to call in, Crawdog. I don't mean to offend, but I will say what I mean. Oh, he put his name out there. It's Ken Medina, bro. You don't remember Ken Medina?
Oh, my God. Yeah, of course I do.
Jeez,
yeah.
H.
But, like, I think I always knew it as Kenneth. So, like, that's why you're throwing me off with Ken. Well, yeah. What's up, Kenneth?
Yeah, we have Israeli flags next to American flags in the White House. Not racist, just that he highly supports them like most politicians do. Yep. I am not a pro-Zionist fella. I just don't want a confusion/conflation of Jewish people with Netanyahu and like the zealotry of Israel and their expansion. I think they have a right to exist, but their expansion is, I don't support it. Neither does my family. And I think we're going to hard out here because at this point,
I just modded Shamrock. I don't know why Shamrock didn't have a mod. We just modded Shamrock. Got to remod her. You're modded. We got to get some other mods up there. And I got to talk to you about somebody else who wants to be a mod. I got to let you know about that one.
She wants to get unblocked.
Who does?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know about that one at another time. If it's not the person I'm referring to.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I have no idea, really. Now I want to know who you're talking about. We got a lot to discuss off air.
All right. I think it's time. Play the music.
Yeah.
Hey, Catherine.
Oh, it was playing, but it's not fucking. There we go. God damn it. I thought we were talking over it the whole time. There we go. There we go. It's the outro you all know and have come to love, the Stuck outro. I don't know. Every time I hear this outro, it's very relaxing. It's refreshing. I'm like, all right, that was a good show, you know?
We did it down from the hype.
Yeah. We made it to the finish line.
Once again, this would not be possible unless you all were here with us. God bless. Thank you for being the MVPs. None of this is possible unless you all were here. So thank you so very much. We hope to see you this coming Saturday where we're going to dissect more conspiracies because they just don't go away. And hey, maybe we're wrong and you can prove us otherwise.
Yeah, tell us we are. You guys suck. You're wrong. Let us know in the comments. Either way, we appreciate you hanging out. Haters and likers all alike. We appreciate you. We appreciate the interaction. And it's always a fun time. I always feel like I go away learning something. You know, I don't know why. I'm just kind of saying this just to put it out there. Like, oh, it's a smart show. You know, I always go away wiser, learning something. You know, it's a very intellectual, very smart show. I'm kidding. It's entertainment. We enjoy it. We enjoy you guys hanging out with us. That's pretty much that's the skinny.
That's the skinny.
Subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Later.
Stay stuck.
Hey, bye.
Bye.